Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to another mystery adventure story of Sherlock Holmes and the Young Detectives. In our previous story, Sherlock Holmes and the young detectives were invited to the village of Eldergrove to investigate a series of mystical occurrences in the woods nearby. 6 months has gone by, and the mystical occurrences have returned, prompting an urgent letter from Lady Arabella Wrenwood inviting Sherlock Holmes and the young detectives to return to Eldergrove. Without any further ado, let us dive into the story. Sherlock Holmes and the young detectives return to Eldergrove by Ngamoko, Nikora. The autumn air was crisp as the sun dipped behind the horizon, casting a golden hue over Baker Street. Inside 221B, the familiar scent of pipe tobacco mingled with the remnants of Holmes's latest case. The four young detectives, Tom, Mark, Tipo, and B, were gathered around the cluttered table, a world of mysteries and adventures within their grasp. "Do you think Mr. Holmes has anything exciting for us today?" Mark asked, glancing at the elegant clock up on the mantelpiece. Tom, always the dreamer, leaned forward. "Maybe another adventure. Perhaps we'll get to solve a mystery involving dragons or enchanted forests." Tipo adjusted his spectacles and frowned thoughtfully. "I hope it's not just another missing cat. We need something with real intrigue, a case that tests our skills." B, the most practical of the group, rolled her eyes but smiled. "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Holmes is often busy with serious cases that are far more dangerous than we realize." Just as she spoke, the door creaked open, and Sherlock Holmes stepped into the room. His presence filled the space with an air of authority and intrigue. He looked down at the young detectives with a twinkle in his eyes. "Ah, my young friends," he began, his voice resonating with enthusiasm. "It appears the world has conspired to deliver us a most unusual request." "Unusual? Is it something fantastical?" Tom asked eagerly, his imagination swirling with possibilities. "Indeed it is," Holmes replied, pulling a letter from his pocket. "A letter arrived this morning from Lady Arabella Wrenwood. As you remember, the prominent resident of the village of Eldergrove. She describes strange occurrences in her vicinity, mysterious lights in the woods, peculiar sounds, and even whispers that draw people into the forest. You will remember this case from 6 months back. However, they have become even more mysterious." "Whispers?" Mark exclaimed, his eyes growing wide. "Do they mean like voices from the trees?" "Precisely," Holmes responded, "and there have been rumours of fairies and other mystical beings. Lady Wrenwood seeks our assistance to uncover the truth behind these disturbances." "Can we go?" B urged, her excitement bubbling over. "This sounds like the adventure we've been waiting for." Holmes smiled, pleased with their enthusiasm. "Pack your things. We depart for Eldergrove at dawn." The morning light painted the village of Eldergrove in warming hues as the detectives arrived by train. The streets were bustling with villagers going about their daily routines, yet there was an unusual tension in the air. "Look at that," Tom pointed out as they made their way toward the town square. "People seem more anxious than usual." Blee glanced around, taking in the worried faces around them. "I wonder how long this has been going on." As they reached the square, they spotted Lady Arabella standing near the fountain, her elegant attire and worried expression making her stand out even in the crowd. Upon noticing Holmes, she rushed to them. "Mr. Holmes, thank you for coming," she exclaimed, breathless with urgency. "The disturbances have grown worse. Last night, one of the villagers vanished while following the whispers." "Vanished? Just like that?" Mark asked, his voice laced with concern. "Yes," Lady Arabella nodded gravely. "We must act quickly. The villagers are frightened, believing the forest has become cursed. Many refuse to leave their homes after dark." Holmes glanced at the others, sensing the weight of the situation. "Where did the last disappearance occur?" "Just beyond the old oak tree at the edge of the woods," Lady Arabella specified. "That tree is ancient and believed to be magical." "Let us investigate the area," Holmes declared. "Gather your things. There is no time to waste." The group followed Lady Arabella toward the edge of the village, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. They felt as if they were on the brink of discovering a secret long hidden within the enchanted woods. As they approached the old oak tree, an eerie silence enveloped the area. The tree towered above them, its gnarled branches reaching toward the sky, its roots twisted into the earth like ancient serpents, and the air felt thick with anticipation. "Wow, it's even more impressive up close," Tom exclaimed, his gaze fixed on the amorphous shapes of the tree. B shared his amazement, but I added, "I hope it's not hiding any dark secrets." They gathered around the tree, examining it carefully. Holmes knelt beside the base where a faint footprints had disturbed the leaves. "These tracks lead into the forest," he murmured, studying the pattern. "Perhaps they belong to the missing villager," Tibor suggested, his voice barely above a whisper. Holmes nodded thoughtfully. "It seems our first task is to follow the trail. We may discover where the whispers are leading." As they ventured deeper into the woods, the atmosphere around them began to shift. The path twisted and turned, and the branches above created shadows that danced in the dim light. With every step, whispers rode the wind, gently calling them. "Do you hear that?" Mark asked, pausing to listen closely. The whispers grew louder, swirling around them like an unseen breeze. "It's almost melodic," B remarked, captivated by the sound. "Stay focused," Holmes warned, glancing back as he led the way. "We must not let the whispers distract us from our purpose." As they rounded a bend, a glimmer caught their attention, a soft golden light shining through the foliage. They hesitantly approached, and their eyes widened in awe as they entered a clearing. Before them lay a clearing bathed in golden sunlight, vibrant flowers blooming in colours they had never seen before. In the centre stood a stone pedestal upon which rested a small glimmering crystal radiating an ethereal glow. "Is that?" Tom started, his voice trailing off. "The Heartstone," Holmes whispered, awe filling his words. "It must be what the whispers have been calling for." Suddenly, from behind the pedestal, a figure emerged, a shimmering beam with delicate wings, its features soft and radiant. The fairy looked at them with wide, glittering eyes. "Travellers, you have come seeking the Heartstone," the fairy announced, her voice like the tinkling of bells. "I am Lyra, guardian of the enchanted clearing." "Lyra," Holmes began, maintaining a calm demeanour, "we seek to understand the disturbances occurring in Eldergrove. Can you tell us about the Heartstone?" Lyra fluttered closer, her wings casting prismatic reflections around the clearing. "The Heartstone is the source of magic in these woods, but it has been tainted by despair. The darkness, known as the Whispering Shadows, seeks to consume its light, drawing villagers into their depths." "Is that what has been causing the missing persons?" Bee queried, her eyes wide with concern. "Yes," Lyra replied solemnly. "Those who succumb to the whispers become vessels for the shadows. To save them, you must purify the Heartstone and restore balance to the forest." Holmes exchanged glances with the young detectives, understanding the gravity of their mission. "And how do we purify the Heartstone?" "There are 3 challenges you must face," Lyra explained, "each reflecting the essence of courage, wisdom, and unity. Only by overcoming these trials can you restore the magic." "Let's do it," Teapot declared, his voice brimming with determination. "We are ready." "The first trial awaits you at the Misty Hollow," Lyra said, gesturing toward a path leading deeper into the woods. "There, you must confront your fears." With resolve setting in, the detectives ventured forth, the air thick with mist as they entered the Misty Hollow. Shadows elongated and eerie sounds echoed through the trees, sending chills down their spines. "It's so foggy," Tom murmured, squinting to see through the mist. "I can't help but feel uneasy." "Stay close," Holmes instructed, his keen eyes scanning the surroundings. "We must remain vigilant." Suddenly, menacing figures materialized from the mist, dark silhouettes that loomed closer. With every step, whispers filled the air, reflecting their innermost fears. "Bow before the shadows," one figure hissed, its voice a chilling rasp. "Surrender to despair or embrace your own darkness." "Don't listen to them," Mark shouted, the strength of his voice breaking through the fear. "We're not afraid." The figures advanced, swirling around them, their voices echoing with haunting memories. "You will not escape the darkness. You are but children wandering into the unknown." Holmes stepped forward, his voice steady. Fear is the construct of the mind. It only holds power over those who allow it to. With newfound courage, the young detectives huddled together, grasping hands and focusing on their shared resolve. We are united, they shouted in unison. The shadows recoiled, their forms fading as their grip on the detectives weakened. With a final surge of strength, the young detectives forced the shadows to retreat, breaking the grasp of fear. As the mist cleared, Lila appeared before them, her wings shimmering. You have shown great courage, one trial completed. Your next trial lies ahead, Lyra explained, leading them to a glade filled with ancient trees whose branches formed intricate patterns overhead. Here you must answer a riddle to unlock the knowledge required for the Heartstone. In the centre of the glade stood an ancient stone tablet inscribed with shimmering symbols pulsating with energy. As they approached, a voice echoed from the tablet. To pass this trial, you must unveil the truth, solve my riddle, and wisdom shall guide you. The tablet revealed its riddle. I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I am never released. What am I? The young detectives exchanged glances, their minds racing. Tom scratched his head, deep in thought. It sounds familiar, something valuable. Think deeper, Holmes urged, stepping closer to examine the symbols. Consider objects we encounter every day. Bee's eyes lit up with realization. A pencil! It's made from graphite, which comes from a mine, and it's enclosed in wood. With conviction, she stepped forward, addressing the tablet. The answer is a pencil. Soon as she spoke, the stone tablet glowed brightly, the symbols rearranging and revealing the path forward. Wisdom has prevailed, the voice said, dissipating as the path ahead appeared. You did it, Bee! Teapot cheered, pride evident in his voice. You solved the riddle. Thank you, but we all did it together, Bee replied, a sense of camaraderie filling the air. With renewed determination, the detectives followed Lyra deeper into the woods until they reached their final trial. A shimmering pool lined with luminescent stones. This is the pool of reflection, Lyra explained. To pass, you must demonstrate unity by facing your vulnerabilities together. As they gathered around the edges, ripples spread across the surface, revealing visions of their past, moments of doubt, fear and regret. No, Mark whispered, stepping back. I don't want to see this. Remember, Holmes said gently, this is a reflection. It does not define you. Rather, it reveals the strength you possess in overcoming it. The pool showed scenes of isolation, insecurities, and challenges that each of them faced alone. Yet as they watched, they saw one another during those moments, working together to support each other along their journeys. We stood by each other through everything, Tom murmured, realization dawning upon him. Together we have the strength to rise above our fears. Look closely, Lyra instructed, Face your fears as a united front. Share your vulnerabilities, and the true essence of unity will shine through." They nodded in agreement and began to speak of their insecurities. "I was afraid that I wasn't brave enough," B admitted, "but you all showed me what courage is." "I often doubted my own intelligence," Teeple confessed, "but I realized that knowledge is strongest when shared." "I sometimes worry they'll never be as skilled as Holmes," Mark added, glancing at the detective. "But I learned that growth comes through challenges." Rallying around each other and facing the reflections in the pool, they realized that vulnerability formed a bridge between them. "We accept our fears, but they do not control us," they announced in unison, their voices harmonizing into a united declaration. As they spoke, the pool erupted in vibrant colours, illuminating the pool's surface and revealing the Heartstone's essence. The shimmering energy enveloped them, cleansing them of doubt and leaving only strength behind. With their trials complete, Lyra smiled brightly. "You have faced your fears, displayed wisdom, and shown the power of unity. Now, as guardians of the Heartstone, the magic of Eldergrove flows through you. Let me guide you home." The Heartstone reappeared before them, pulsating with radiant light. When they touched it, a wave of warmth enveloped them, and vivid memories filled their minds, an understanding of magic as an intertwined tapestry of experiences, emotions, and lives shared. Together, they channeled their thoughts, focusing on restoring balance to the forest. "With the love we share and the strength we've gained, we purify the Heartstone," they proclaimed. The stone glowed fiercely as it absorbed their collective essence, spreading light through every corner of the woods. The darkness from the whispering shadows dissolved, replaced with vibrant life as harmony flooded the forest. When the light faded, the woods were transformed. Flowers bloomed. The sky shone brightly, and the air was sweet with the scent of new beginnings. Creatures of the forest emerged to celebrate, their laughter ringing through the trees. "You have done it!" Isla cheered, appearing beside them. "You have restored the Heartstone and saved Eldergrove from despair." Holmes regarded his young companions with immense pride. "You have shown that together you can achieve extraordinary feats." As the celebrations continued, Lyra approached them, her wings glimmering in joy. "Your courage, wisdom, and unity have strengthened the magic. May the bond you share always shine brightly." "We won't forget this adventure," Tom promised, looking around at the vibrant forest filled with life. "Let's take what we've learned back to London," Bee suggested, her heart brimming with hope. "Together we can tackle anything." As they made their way back to the village, the group was met with cheers and gratitude from the townsfolk. Lady Arabella embraced them. "Thank you for saving our home," she exclaimed, tears of relief in her eyes. "Eldergrove is forever in your debt." With a final farewell, the young detectives boarded the train back to London, their hearts filled with excitement for the future, each of them transformed by the experience, imbued with newfound strength and determination. As the train rolled forward, the landscape whirled past them, the world outside taking on an ethereal quality. They shared stories and laughter, their bond stronger than ever. Epilogue. Back in the familiar confines of 221B Baker Street, they gathered around the table with Holmes. Each was eager to recount their adventures, every detail etched in their memories. Today, we prove that we are more than just students, Mark said, excitement evident. We're a team. Let's never stop searching for the wonders of the world, Tipo added, his gaze shining with fervour. Holmes nodded, pride radiating from him. Indeed, each mystery draws us closer to understanding the fabric of our existence, and with each challenge faced together, we grow stronger. As they spoke, the fire crackled warmly in the hearth, and the young detectives knew that their adventures were only beginning. Together, they would unravel the mysteries of the world, wielding their courage, wisdom, and unity against whatever darkness lay ahead. The end. Sherlock Holmes and the Young Detectives Return to Eldergrove by Ngamoko Nikora. Copyright Ngamoko Nikora.